Have you ever had someone you know and love promise you something but fail to deliver on whatever it was? How does it make you feel? What thoughts go through your mind? What does it do to your trust? What if that person is you, who makes all the excuses, who commits to procrastination, failed to keep their word, who failed to honor that commitment, either can't accept it or refuses to admit it, and who doesn't follow through like they should? How can we ever trust others if we can't even trust ourselves? But if somehow, some way, we can flip it, we can reverse the dynamic. If every single time you commit to something, you give your word, you follow through, it hits different. When you consistently deliver on the promises and commitments that you made to yourself, that's where your future begins. That's where special things start to happen. When you take your dreams, turn them into a vision, transform it into goals, and eventually make it a reality. This is the infinite evolution. And what bond could be more important than the covenant of truth that you make with yourself? Knowing that you will follow through and deliver on exactly what you said builds confidence. And it shows that you're serious, honest, and worthy of the success that you know you're capable of. And so today we want to talk about the idea of following through, showing up, delivering, and being consistent when you said you would. Because when you give your word, it means something. This is the infinite evolution. When you commit to something but don't follow through, you begin to lose faith. You begin to lose trust. And unlike the bond you might have with any other person on this earth, you're going to be with you from now until infinity. Why not build the bond as strong as possible? Why not build a legacy of trust and commitment with yourself, knowing for a fact that when you commit to something, you'll deliver because you're serious, because you're committed, and because when you give your word, it's actually worth something. When you commit to something, especially for yourself, and you don't follow through, you slowly begin to erode and crumble the faith that you had in yourself. The very foundation of everything you're doing is shaky enough to destroy the entire empire, all because you couldn't trust yourself. You build moments, days, and eventually years of mistrust and disappointment by choice. Think about it. How do you behave towards someone who you can't trust, who you know based on actions might be trying to sabotage you, even if they claim it isn't intentional? If their actions show otherwise, which one do you believe? Anybody can tell you that they love you, but what do their actions say? Anybody can tell you that they're on your side, but if their actions are doing the opposite, which one are you gonna believe? And what if the person is you? That's the kind of person you treat with fear and distance. You don't allow them more access to your dreams. You don't allow them to get closer to your heart. Instead, you put up walls. Well, if you're constantly putting up walls and the only person being affected is yourself, you can have infinite potential. But if your drive, consistency, and follow through is miniature, you're never gonna make it. You become the villain in your own story by consistently letting you down, by consistently being the one who sabotages your plans for good. But what if we reverse it? What if 90 to 95% of the time you gave your word, you committed to something, even if you fail every now and again, you knew you would deliver. You follow through. When you commit to something, it's gonna get done. And even when you have hiccups or small failures, you know how to regroup, you're willing to do it, and you're committed to making the thing happen. When you give your word or you make a promise, especially to yourself, and you deliver, it creates an unshakable bond with you. Further cements that bond that you have with yourself, the legacy of trust that you've built within you, but only if you choose it. You have years of proof that somebody will be there exactly like they said, deliver as promised, consistently shows up and doesn't switch up, even for money, even if it's easier, even for attention. Think about what it does for your bond. Think about how much harder you're gonna go for them. Who are you more willing to sacrifice and put in the extra effort for? The person who wouldn't think twice about putting in 100%, or the one who wouldn't think twice about procrastinating a little bit more? And so who are you gonna give your all to? The one who's dedicated and diligent and won't allow their discipline to be shaken. When you have years of proof that someone will show up exactly like they said they would, deliver as promised, and even if things don't work out perfectly, you know they gave it their all, what does it do to your relationship? It leads to trust, confidence, and even more the results you've been seeking. Our thoughts precede our actions, so whatever we truly commit to, whatever is truly on our mind, will be known through our deeds. It's been said that you'll know a man by his fruits. Well, what kind are you committed to producing? What seeds are you planting? What harvest are you preparing to reap? If you're not willing to put in the work now, you can't get the results later. Either way, you're making a commitment. All of it is a choice you have to consistently make, including another day of not putting in the work. All of it matters. That includes the tiny white lies we tell ourselves, the perfectly planned procrastination, the eloquent and elaborate excuses, and whatever other reasons you can think of as to why you didn't get it. 9 times out of 10, the person who's holding you back is also the person in the mirror. The small and big moments matter. When you're lying in bed at night and you realize the person closest to you, the one you sleep with from now until infinity, is also someone you can't trust, won't deliver, won't follow through, words mean nothing, how does it impact your sleep? your dreams, your mood, your energy the next day, even the way you think. This is why you can't allow that person to be you. When you wake up with clarity and peace of mind, knowing that the person closest to you, the one you'll be waking up with from now until the rest of your life, is as committed as possible, is working with integrity, is disciplined, hardworking, and unwavering in their commitment to your future. You also sleep different. You also dream different. You wake up with a different type of energy and zeal for life because you know that the person most responsible for your success or failure always follows through. It's not to say that they aren't human. It's not to say they never make mistakes. But even when they do, they go back to the drawing board, regroup, and they find a way to get the job done. So when you go to sleep and wake up next to that person, the one who's committed, the one who won't waver, your momentum will be different. So big or small, keep your word, especially to yourself. This is the infinite evolution. There's so many people walking around angry at the world for missed opportunities and not allowing them to become the person who they think they could have been. But what if the opportunity was there and you just failed to go and take it? When you're seeking greatness, when you're trying to become the best, somebody else also wants it too. There's a thing called competition, and it doesn't have to be unhealthy, especially when you embrace it with yourself. Becoming better than you were the next day, consistently delivering on your word, and matching up to the best version of you is something that's unmatched. What if the number one reason why they didn't make it is the person in the mirror? Trust is one of the most powerful bonds we have. Easily broken, much harder to build. And because you're gonna be with yourself from now until the rest of your days, making sure that you establish that foundation is critical if you wanna win, be successful, and find that peace and happiness that you know you're capable of. You will be with yourself from now into infinity, building the trust it takes in order to become your best self, or breaking it by not delivering as promised. Which one are you choosing every single day? And make no mistake, whether you like it or not, one way or another, you're making a choice. So we're not just talking about words, thoughts, or emotions, we're talking about actions. We're talking about delivering on what you said you would. This is the infinite evolution. When you choose to give your word, make it mean something. The person staring back in the mirror is the key to unlocking your dreams, and they're also waiting on you to finally lock in and show up and deliver in a way that only you can. We often recognize the importance of trust when it comes to others, but what about the bond we have with ourselves? Shouldn't the person you spend 100% of your time with also be somebody who's worthy of it, who's trustworthy and respects your time and future, who knows what you're capable of and does everything it takes to honor and support your gifts? And not just by saying it, thinking it, or feeling it, but taking the actions necessary to follow through and deliver, and honors that bond that you worked so hard to establish through action. This is the infinite evolution.